Hello everyone and welcome to the Air Goddess Network. I am the Air Goddess and welcome to Midnight Tarot. I'm your host as always, and today we're going to be doing a reading for what I would like to call a 3-card pull, and it's the situation, the obstacle, and then the solution. Okay, the situation, the obstacle, and then the solution. Or should I say the nature of the problem, the cause, and the solution. Because sometimes it could be the nature of a situation. It's what's the thing. It's the nature of the problem. Like, what is it? And then what's causing it, and the solution. So that's what we're going to be doing. The card pull on. I'm going to be using my Elemental Tarot deck right here. Elemental Wisdom Tarot deck. And then to get the energy, the final card, the final say, is the Energy Oracle deck right here from Sandra and Taylor. So let's get on in here and see what the cause of your problem is. Now, I'm not saying that I know what your problem is, but I can find out the nature and then the cause, and then maybe we can find a solution to that, okay? So let's get on in here and get our first card to find out what the nature of the problem is. Because sometimes we might know something or think we know, and then we find out it was something completely different, and then we have to start back at square one to figure out where it came from and that kind of thing. So let's find out the nature of the problem, whatever the problem is for you, because you might be going into the week dealing with something, and you just want to have a heads up on, so when it does come up your way or come shining on through, then you kind of have an idea as to what the cause was and how to come up with a solution, or come up with that solution so you can resolve it quickly, so it doesn't become something that's been dragging and dragging and dragging and could very well ruin your entire week. Okay, so let's get a card. Like I said, we're going to find out the nature of the problem. Then we're going to find out the cause, because the nature is different than the cause. The nature of it, like, how did it come about? Like, what is it? Okay? The nature of the cause. Okay? The nature of the problem. So let's get a card. Take this first card that came out, even though 2 popped up, but we're going to go with this one. This looks like the 10 of Swords in the upright position. Okay, so let's go ahead and find out the cause, and then we're going to go back and discuss them all. Let's just get them all out on the table, shall we? So we got the 10 of Swords, and this is usually some kind of feeling of something that's bothering you, something that's like, you can't quite put your finger on it, but once you find out what it is, you can say, now I can come up with it, now I can do it. And then we've got the 6 of Coins, which is give and take. And then we're going to get the solution. 6 of Coins is prosperity, the circle of prosperity. You do something to get something, someone does something for you. It could be something that's charitable. It could be because you did something that you were supposed to do. And then we have the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is coming up with solutions, putting your feelers out there. Okay, so the nature of the problem is 10 of Swords. Maybe you feel like you're not part of the group, or you feel like you shouldn't be part of the group, or maybe even you feel like there's a needle prickling you. Okay, and now you found the needle, whatever the needle is for you. It doesn't have to be a real needle. It could just be something that you discover and say, oh, that's what it is. So maybe you feel like you're at the bottom, and now all you can do is go up because you've realized something. And again, since this is Swords, this may be thinking, okay? This could be a thinking thing where you've been thinking this thing and you've been feeling this thing and you can't quite put your finger on it. And maybe you even thought that, like I said, maybe you weren't supposed to be a part of a group, or maybe you feel like the group, or it's your own thoughts that's making you feel like somebody's betraying you, or maybe you feel like you're betraying somebody. You could go both ways. But the cause, the nature of the thing that's bothering you is that you may feel or think that you're at the bottom of something, and you're trying to find your way out of it. It's like you're laying down, and while you're laying down, things are just being thrown at you. Right? You feel like, man, if I could just get up, I could see the thing. If I could just get up. But every time I try to get up, bam, here's this other thing. Bam, here's this other thing. They're making me feel like this, and I'm feeling like that. I just need to get up to see. Because to be honest, the 10 is at the end. It's like saying the very last bit of the thing that's bothering you. The very last bit, right? So people call it needle in the haystack. They found it, and now they can move forward. That's a reframe. It's reframing the energy of feeling like people are betraying you, and more of the thing that maybe if you talk to the people, you'll find out there's other things that are going on, and it's not really you, it's energy or other things that are going on that you're not aware of, and everybody's acting out. But they're not telling, it's like your group or the people around you aren't telling you everything that you need to know, so you don't feel like, did I do something wrong? Is it me? Do I need to leave? No, it's more of an energy, it's more of a thought, it's more of the group in itself not sharing all the info so that everybody can be on the same page, so that nobody feels like you should be leaving. Well, maybe if I leave, it won't happen anymore. Maybe the other people in your group are also feeling, maybe if I leave, it won't happen anymore. Maybe if I leave, it won't happen anymore. Everybody's saying the same thing, and then maybe you sit down and you find out, well, it's not one of you that's doing any particular thing. It's the energies of past things, of things that, things that have happened in the past where you feel like you can't say anything because maybe if you say it, the people around you will do the same thing, that kind of thing. But it's not you. It's just the energy. It's the thoughts that you have about if somebody were to do something that you'll feel betrayed if they went and did the thing, not knowing that they're doing it because they really want to do it, and they're going to be right there regardless. There is no real betrayal there. Because, and the reason why I say this is because the cause is something that is good. Because as long as there's give and take, the cause is maybe there was no give and take, or you felt that there was no give and take, but there actually is give and take. Because as you can see, this young man right here is upright. Now, if it were like this, then I would say, hey, there is no give and take. You might be on the right track to go ahead and get yourself out. But since it's this way, and this is the wheel of prosperity, give and take, somebody doing something charitable for you because you've done something for them, vice versa. It's the wheel of prosperity. It's the wheel of being charitable when you have to give, and when somebody has to give to you, they also give to you when they have. So this is symbiotic. This is something that as long as you're giving and taking on both sides, and it's something physical that can be done to make things better for you, and you're doing things that are better for them, then it's fine. Now, the solution is to see the Two of Wands here. This is you always learning, always doing, weighing your options, always doing the thing, always weighing the options to make sure that everything is in line, always putting out the information so that you can get the information back. Okay, this is that card. So you have a 6 of coins and a 2 of wands and a 10 of swords. But these 6 of wands and this 6 of coins and the 2 of wands kind of mirror each other, as you can see, because there's 2 and then there's 2, even though it's a 6. So as long as you're actively doing something, to get the information, to make sure that whatever's coming back to you is what it is, then everything should be fine. Keep the communication and the action open so that nobody feels like they should leave you or someone else. Okay, so nobody can have to feel that feeling of, I should go. Maybe I should just up and leave because I don't know. I may not be with the wrong group of people. I might be with the wrong group of people or with the wrong person, or maybe I shouldn't be at this job. Maybe this isn't for me, when in actuality, it's just going to take some time because maybe you've come into a situation where the people who are around you, let's say you're part of a team, and let's say you're a manager, and because that team has been vilified by their manager, or maybe a tyrant over the team, nobody really wants to do anything or say anything, and you know, that type of energy. But then they start talking and let you know what really happened, and you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm okay with that. Now that you're telling me, I know what I can do to make sure that things are okay. I'm on up and up, that everybody's getting what they need, and I'm also getting the output that I need from my team, that everybody's doing what they need to do, and there won't be no, you know, people feeling like they got to go and search elsewhere. But as long as everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, getting the information, doing what they got to do, feeling like that they can share information, feeling like they can share the information, then everything should be fine, because that is the solution. Now, let's see what's at the bottom of this deck. The Knight of Coins. Slow and steady goes the race. So as long as it might take some time for us, for you to get that, to be able to do that, because as with anything, it takes time. It takes time to build those foundations. Even though you want to go roaring forward, you got that Taurus in here saying, you know, let's go slow and steady. Let's make sure we say the right thing. Make sure we do the right thing. Let's not just, you know, say and do things and then go end up at square one and feel like somebody said something or did something, and now I got to go because I feel betrayed. Or, you know, they didn't give me what I needed, so now I got to leave because they're not doing what they said they're going to do, and now I'm out of here. Or I can't share what I have or share what I know because I feel like I can't. Okay, so that's the bottom. The top of the deck is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is someone who is just, who is right, who wants to make sure that it's fair for everybody. So again, it's back to the fairness thing. It's back to making sure that everything is right and fair and just. To be slow and steady about it, so that at the end of it all, everybody is in the right space where it's fair and just. Fair. Right. Okay? So, I'm going to clarify this Ten of Swords, just to be sure. Because we're looking for fair and just, and slow and steady wins the race. Because nothing happened, as they say, and I hate to say it, I know it sounds very cliche, but Rome wasn't built in a day, right? All those cathedrals and domes and bathhouses and the Colosseum, that wasn't built in just one day. That took some time. And hey, it's still standing today. It might be in ruins, but it's still there. It's still there. That stuff is still there. Even if the foundations for most of the stuff that was built is still there, you can easily put it back there if you wanted to, right? Because you have the foundation for it. You just have to clear all the grass and all the debris from it to build back on it, but they can do that. So let us get a clarification card for this Ten of Swords. And you got the Page of Coins. So as long as somebody's willing to learn and willing to apply what they learn, they'll get something out of it, right? You see he's holding that pentacle, right? You see he's holding that pentacle. So as long as we're willing to listen and learn from what people are thinking and not take it as an affront, because some of us, when we learn about what people are thinking, or somebody shares with us what we're thinking, and it could be something that we don't want to hear about ourselves, we get offended, right? But sometimes that's something that we have to learn, that in order to grow and be better people, we have to see ourselves as other people see us. And sometimes it may not be so great, because everybody has this thing. I mean, even Jeffrey Dahmer thought he was a kind guy, but yet he was still out here cutting and slicing and dicing people and putting them in refrigerators to eat them later. I mean, come on. But, you know, I'm sure he thought he was a nice man. So did Ted Bundy. I'm sure he thought he was nice too, but again, he was out here killing people, right? So we all have this thing where we think we're the nicest person ever, until we find out from somebody that we may have a character trait, or, you know, some kind of thing about us that may not be something that lines up with what we think of ourselves, right? So as long as we are willing to realize that when people have a thought and they are okay, they have to be okay. You have to be okay with them sharing that thought, that you learn something from it. Because it's something, it could be something physical that you're doing. You might be thinking something and then you're doing something, then you're affecting somebody. So as long as you're a student willing to learn here, because this is a page and this could be a boy or a girl, act like a child when somebody's telling you something, to learn, so that you don't keep doing the same thing, right? You don't want to keep doing the same thing. Once you find out if you're doing something, you don't really want to hurt somebody's feelings. I mean, none of us goes around our hope and think that they want to wake up every day and say, whose feelings can I hurt today? I mean, nobody gets up and does that. But then again, I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't. So then we have the Lover's card here to clarify this 6 of coins. And this Lover's card is a decision that can change and affect your life for the rest of your life, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be sexual love, at least not in this particular case. It could be that you're making a decision to be higher in your thinking, so the ones that you do love, you don't continue to hurt them, that you're able to continue to share what you have with them, right? And so if you find out that your loved ones have a perception of you, or the people that you consider to love, because people love, some people love their job and they like the people that they work with, they make a decision to say, you know what, I have to be above all this petty stuff and make sure that I'm doing the right thing and giving and taking and making sure that I'm doing the right thing, instead of just taking and taking and taking, or just giving and giving. And then with this 2 of Wands, to clarify, we have the Ace of Wands. When you are in the position where you can share the information that you have made it your business to go get, or sent somebody else to go get, and they brought it to you, or you got it yourself, and you're able to share it, what happens is you get to be creative. You get to start over. You can start over. You can start over. Start from square one and create something better, something new, something different than what you have. But again, to be clear, let's just remember that it's going to take time, because you're going to have to be careful of what you say, how you say, when you do, where you step, what you step on, and things like that, until you can get to the point where everything is just right and fair, and you can say it in a way that you are not tapping into your emotions so much. It can be something that's just, these are the facts, here it is, and I'm saying it with love and affection, but I'm not saying it with feelings and emotions and, oh, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that, because what this person is, this king of swords, is someone who's been there, done that, and they know how to keep their emotions in check. They know how to keep their thoughts in alignment with what they're saying and doing. They don't really tap into their emotions too much. They just say the facts, and they're pretty much right down the line of it, and it's being fair and it's being just. They're not poking, and they're not saying, they're not coming up with a solution just for the heck of it. They're not saying it's my way or their way or the right. I mean, they just know. We all have an innate sense of what's right. We all do. Even children, they have an innate sense of what's right. And us as adults, we forget to tap into what's basically right. We want to put our feelings into it. We want to put our thoughts into it. We want to put what somebody told us into it, when in actuality, right is right, and that's it. There is no because Bob said, there is no because my mama told me, there is no because, well, I think because what I said and how I was right. No, we all have an innate ability to know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Even children can do it. Okay? See this kid? He's a kid. This page is a child, childlike. So when we have somebody come and share with us share their not so great thoughts about us, we need to be like children and say, you know what, you might be right. I might hurt a little bit because that's my physicality. It's hurting me. It's hitting me in my chest, or it make me feel some type of way. But you know what? I'm willing to learn from that. I need to go ahead. And then what happens is, if you're really willing to do that, or if the person's willing to do that, what you start getting is give and take. Because now, just like when you tell them something, you should be able to have them tell you something that's not so great about you, or great about you, whatever it is. I'm just giving you that example, whatever it is. And when you do that, you are at a higher consciousness of yourself, because sometimes this can be self, putting yourself at a higher position to make the decision to say, you know what, I make the decision to make sure that I always am giving and taking, and not just taking and not just giving. I'm going to do a little bit of both, and stop thinking about just me and what I'm giving, or stop thinking about just me and what I'm taking. It's a higher decision to say that I'm going to be doing both, because it's two. So let's get us an energy oracle deck card to find out what the final word is on this situation, or this the nature of this thing that's been giving you some strife? We all have gone there. We all been there where we feel like maybe we shouldn't be there, but then we find out it's not us. It's just some energy or something. The thing of it is, when you get to the bottom of it and you find out what the actual issue is, you have to keep it at the forefront of your mind that if you're going to make a change, that it takes you and the other person. And even if you have to remind them, hey, we got to work on that, it's just when you tell them these things, you have to make sure that you're telling them in a way that it's not you're in the middle of a fight or something. You're already, getting down and dirty. You have to tell them, just in regular conversation, hey, remember, we made a deal that we were going to work on this. I'm working on mine, you work on yours, and we'll get somewhere. And some people need to be reminded more than others, and that's okay. Sometimes we even need to be reminded of it. I mean, we're not perfect in our own way. We have to remind ourselves, or somebody might remind us, hey, we're going to work on that, remember? So keep that in the forefront of your mind. Okay? So whatever it is that you're working on, the nature of it is that you feel like you shouldn't be there, but what actually is the thing, if you just become like a child and realize that, it's okay to learn more about yourself, even if it's not the great parts, because like I said, we all have this thing where we think we're the greatest person on the world because we all think that we're kind, giving people, when in actuality, we don't see ourselves as others do. And sometimes when we get told about ourselves from somebody else's perspective, we tend to get a little offended. But, in order to grow and become who we need to become, sometimes we need our friends and family and try to tell us, hey, that's not cool, man. Right? You need to work on that. And why wouldn't we should want people around us to help us become the best of ourselves and not just let us sit there and just be so ho-hum, William mediocre. We should want people around us to be able to tell us, hey, you're not acting to the best of your potential. You're not. I know you can do better than that because I've seen it. So come on now. I mean, I know you might be stressed out, and it's okay to be stressed out, but come on. Let's get back on the horse. Okay? So, the card I got is the world. So let's see what the world has to say about this whole thing. Okay? The world is the world. And the world says, page 93. And it says expansion and opening up. And see, that's where the problem is. We don't want to open up and tell anybody anything because we feel like we're going to get in trouble. But if we do it in a certain way or have a plan to do it in a certain way, then it should be fine. Okay, so it says, the man in this picture is looking out over a bay, above which the beautiful sphere of the earth is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, and so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. Okay, so with that being said, when you are able to learn from people who are around you about what it is that you need to learn or change or do or become in order to become something better or greater, then what happens is prosperity comes your way because people see that you're doing the work and you're trying and they want to give to you. And you may even want to give to somebody else if you're the giver. And if somebody wants to give them to you, then you are able to, take that information or take that thing that they're giving you and make something better. And with that, you are able to put yourself in a much higher position because without that help, you wouldn't be able to make a decision to do something else better than just be where you are, right? And once you do that, you're able to travel a little bit more, put your feelers out a little bit more, reach out a little bit farther. And when you do that, you are able to start over and create something much better, much more stable, and you're able to be much more creative. because then you are able to have your mind open to more opportunity, more things like that, because this Ace of Wands is having opportunities to start over and do something different, do something fresh. It's like a little kid. I got an idea. Oh, let me do this, and then you go here, and then you go there, and then before you know it, you got this whole thing that you've created because you were given the opportunity or the resources or the time or whatever it is that you needed to really delve into that. So just remember that even though you might have the creativity, you might need the time to make sure that you're doing it right. But even still, you still have this King of Swords right here saying, make sure that you're doing it with truth and honor and fairness for everybody involved. And when you do that, you'll have more connections, because then you'll be connected to other people, places, things, situations that can give you more resources than what you had when you started. So I hope that this resonated with you. I really, really do. We have to realize that sometimes we have to start at the bottom to get to start over. Okay, because the Ten of Wands is starting over too. It's like realizing that you need to start over fresh with how you think, or how you think about the people around you. You know, they may very well be trying to teach. They may be very well trying to say, "Hey, man," or "Hey, girl, listen to what we're trying to tell you, because we're only trying to help you out so you can learn." Whoever it is. It could be you doing that to somebody, because somebody could be doing it to you. Hey, we're just trying to make sure that, you know, you get to where you're going, and it might hurt. It might very well hurt, but we're only trying to do it so that you can get to where you want to go. We want to make sure that you're in a position to get the resources and the things that you need. But in order to do that, you have to realize that, you know, your thinking might not be all that great, or maybe my thinking may not be all that great. It's how I'm thinking about a situation, or you maybe uncovered something, and now that you uncovered the thing, now you can move forward, because now you know what the thing is. Because there's nothing worse than not knowing what it is that's bothering. It's like having a pebble in your shoe, and every time you take the shoe off, you can't find the pebble. But every time you put that shoe on, you step down and you feel that damn pebble. You want that pebble out of the shoe. And then so what you do is you take that shoe, and if you have to, you rip that shoe up to find that pebble. But once you find that pebble, you're like, there it is. Now I can wear these damn shoes. Now I can get somebody to fix these shoes, and because these are my favorite shoes, and I want to wear these shoes. Now I know where the pebble is, and now I can get it out. Now I got it out. Now I can wear these shoes comfortably. Now I can go really walk and do the things I got to do. And that's basically what this is now I can go and create and go do whatever I have to do, and go and give and give and do and be and make those decisions, because I couldn't go nowhere with this pebble in my shoe, and it made me feel like I just need to take the shoe off and just say screw it, when I know I need these shoes, right? So I hope this resonated with you all. Please let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for joining me for Midnight Tarot. And I'll speak to you soon. Have a great week and talk to you soon. I am the Air Goddess. Have a good week, everyone.